Hey everyone, this is your favorite person, Robin Graves, and this is your favorite internet thing, World According to Graves. Let me a little something here for you, Mike. Hey, Mike, guess what? Cabin in the Woods, good movie. Good old-fashioned horror movie. You wouldn't believe all the Easter eggs and all the salutes to older horror movies there are. Anyway, guys, we're gonna make this a little quick. You see, I'm a little pale today. Not doing too great. Those of out there who know me, who've spoken to me, you know what's going on. Um, this almost didn't get done. I had something totally different that I wanted to do, but something came to my attention. And as you know me, if it comes to my attention, it gets talked about. You know, not only am I the guy who's going to talk about the elephant in the room, I'm the one that's going to be poking it with a stick and screaming about it. Excuse me, guys. Okay. Recently, Little Miss Senorita Donkey Chompers, and I said before I would never give her attention, but this got to me. I want to be as very calm about this as I can. Believe me, I want to be. I would like to say a lot of things that I won't be saying. But Senorita Donkey Chompers, during her rambling Twitter video, she made a claim that America is running concentration camps along the southern border. This is bullshit for several reasons. Okay, one, no one ever willingly walked into a concentration camp. These people willingly do, knowing it's a step to getting into the United States. All right, they can leave at any time. You don't leave from a concentration camp. Um, they can leave at any time. Just go home. They can do that. But you know, they're also very well cared for while they're there. Get this light straightened up here a little bit. They're also very well cared for while in these so-called concentration camps. Call them what they are, detention centers. We have no choice. We're going to get into that in a second. Uh, any reasonable person who heard her comment knows she's making a Holocaust reference. This is her and the left's tactic to get an emotional reaction out of people. That's the thing with the left. They depend on your emotions. They don't really depend on you thinking critically. I've yet to see them do anything that requires critical thinking. They play with your emotions. As you all know, anybody on the left, they always start, well, I feel this way. I feel that way. You know, I feel like something's going, this is it. I feel like this is over here. It's never, I think, or I've ascertained. It's, I feel. They're very emotional about everything. Let me change the page here, get my notes out of the way. Uh, they call these things concentration camps. AOC did. Because it creates an emotional reaction caused by the horrors of Jewish death camps, such as Krakow, Treblinka, Dachau, you know, places like that, where they just stacked people up to die. Once they died, they just threw them to a burning pit. That's it. Hell, they shot a lot of them right in the back of the head if they couldn't work. You know, and she wants to give you this whole reaction. She wants you to have this reaction to that by calling them concentration camps. This is inappropriate and wrong, absurd, and manipulative on so many levels. On so many levels. To compare immigration. Why is this open? 1 second, folks. Okay. You know, they want to compare immigration detention centers to concentration camps for this reason. For the whole emotional attachment, the things that are in our society. To talk about, you know, you talk about concentration camps, first thing comes to mind is the Holocaust. There is no Holocaust at the southern border. There never has been. You know, I don't care what AOC says, occasional brain cortex. God. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to lose my temper. I promise you. I've got to stay calm today. You know, and then when she's caught up in her comments, she said, being typical, She lied and said she never compared the detention centers to death camps. But the damage has already been done. The damage has already been done. This is typical of the left and typical of most attorneys. Let's go out, let's say something, oh, I take that back. Really? It's already been said. The reaction has already been created. They got what they wanted. No matter what they say afterwards. Don't play her games, okay, folks? It's... I can go on about that. She followed up her claims with a tweet saying, for the shrieking Republicans... Shrieking. Yeah. She has a lot of balls talking shrieking. For all the shrieking Republicans who don't know the difference between concentration camps, they are not the same as death camps. Concentration camps are considered by experts as the mass detention of civilians without trial. Funny, she blames others for shrieking when she's the most shriekiest woman right now in Washington. It's ridiculous. Now, said experts, notwithstanding, the left will pick apart the terms of concentration and death camp. But we all know that it comes to mind when the term concentration camps are used. This is what the left wants. They want that thing to come up, that horror. That they want you to think how horrible it is down there. That these people are in chains. They're in the weird suits, starving to death, working themselves, digging their own graves. That's not what's going on. Not at all. Not one bit. Using her own logic for concentration camps, let's look at what concentration camps are, according to, using her logic. Hold on one second. Let me get here. I've got a nice list. Excuse me again, I'm coughing still. The mass detention of civilians. She says that's concentration camps. Okay, well in that case, public schools are concentration camps. Public schools. County jails are concentration camps. Police questioning witnesses to crimes is a concentration camp. Police investigating traffic accidents where they hold the people there to find out what's going on, both sides, or how many people are involved or witnesses there. That's creating a concentration camp. Drunk tanks are concentration camps. Airport security. Yeah. See, according to her logic, all of these fit the term concentration camp. They don't want you to know that, period. They don't want you to think that way. They want you to think their way and no way at all. I have a hard time thinking like they do. It gives me a headache. If you wanted to play a word association game with me, and I said the word concentration camp, what's going to come to mind? Nazis, Hitler, the Holocaust. Yeah, that's human nature because it's been ingrained in our culture. That's what a concentration camp is. Excuse me again, please. I'm not having a good day. We're going to make today a short one, okay? Unfortunately, it's going to be very short. Let me get a little drink here, a little sippage here. Nope, no unknown soda, just some cranberry juice. That's all I had that was cold. The thing is that's why she used that term. She wants you to associate the term concentration camp with all the negative connotation that we've been taught all our lives what a concentration camp is. A little drink here, please. Tell you what's going on, folks. I'm coming off of bronchitis, okay, and it's not pretty, believe me. That's why she used it. But when she was called out on this, when anybody on the left is called out on this, as usual, they try to find a back door by stating what an expert says. So far, when she's called out on it, she used, well, experts say this, experts say that. That's not what she was using, the expert term. That's not the term she was using. She was using the one that brings up all the negative connotations. There are no Nazis in this running this country. That is a made-up piece of bullshit by the left, just so that you'll hate anybody who's not leftist. It's typical. As usual, trying to find a back door. This is because they can't afford a rational defense for what they said. They'll turn around and they'll call people like me a Nazi. Not a Nazi. I'm not a socialist. Yes, people, Nazis were National Socialists. I'm not a National Socialist. I don't know any National Socialists in this country. Even the American Nazi Party aren't National Socialists. In fact, if they were, the left would probably love them to death. What's going on down south? Look, I'm going to throw my notes away. I'm just going to talk to you as a person today. The rest of the time. What's going on down south and along our border? If you don't like what's going on, what do you suggest we do? What? We can't just let them waltz in and do whatever they want. We have laws in this country. These laws are put there for a reason. Excuse me, I have to cough again. These laws are put there for a reason. This is a country of laws. Laws. We have laws on the books for what goes on. If you don't like what's going on, leave the country. I'm sorry, we have laws to govern our society. A civilized society is governed by laws. If you don't, not just because you don't like a law doesn't mean you can ignore it. Contrary to what you believe. That's not how things are done in this country. What do you suggest we do down there? So far, everybody's talked about how horrible, we have concentration camps. Won't you talk about, if you don't like the facilities, how the facilities are, then do something to change the facilities. But we have laws. While these people are coming in claiming they want asylum, it's got to be investigated. That's the law. It has to be investigated. We can't just let them go back because they're seeking asylum from where they come from. They have to be held here someplace until it's investigated to find out who they are, where they're from. These people are coming with no ID, no anything, no identification. And you talk about separating the kids. There's a lot of human trafficking going on. We don't know if these kids are theirs. There's people right now there that's been caught going, do you have any kids? Oh, yeah, man, that's Pablo right over there. That's ours. Never met the kid before in their life. Just so they can say they have children, thinking it's going to get them into this country quicker. We can't put children in general population with a lot of these grown men. We don't know what these people are. We don't know who they are. We don't know what their past is. So the children have to be separated from them. Now, if you go ahead and just throw the kids in there with them and the kids get molested, raped, killed, you're going to come out bitching about that too. What's your solution for that? Nobody has offered a reasonable solution. All you've done is sit there and complained. All they've done is the left has sit there and complained and talked bad about it. We can't just let these people in. There's a lot of human trafficking going on. There's a lot of criminals trying to come in. There are people that are saying they're from El Salvador, Guatemala, who aren't from there. They're from the Mideast. We have terrorists trying to come through our southern borders. What part of that do you people not understand? There have got to be, if you want to complain about how it's done, find a legal, reasonable solution to the whole matter. Nobody wants to do that. They want to point fingers, yell Holocaust, concentration camps. Trump's wrong. Trump's immoral. It's not Trump who comes with the law to do this. In fact, the pictures of the kids in cells with the silver blankets and things you want to blame Trump for? That happened in 2014. Trump wasn't president then. Who was? I could mention him, but I'm pretty sure I'll piss all of you off. So think about everything before you start bitching and complaining. Before you start agreeing with people trying to jerk your emotions, think first. Excuse me. Think first. What's going on? Why are they saying this? What have they got to gain? Right now, we're in the middle of a bunch of BS, gearing up for another election. And they're going to do anything they can to make the current president look worse than what he is. Yes, Trump is an asshole. I probably will never get along with the man on a personal level. But I think he's done more for this country than the last 5 presidents put together. So, before you start pointing fingers, figure out who did what. What's going on. Don't just take somebody's word for it that we have concentration camps. Excuse me, folks. Like I said, I'm not doing good today. I've got bronchitis. This almost didn't get made. And I told you it's going to be short. I'm going to have to call it here because I'm getting a little tired already. I've been up taking notes. Oh my God, the last 2 hours at least. Want to get this video out as bad as it is. But you guys, next week, yes, there will be next week. If I have anything to say about it, if I'm alive, there will be one next week. We're going to go over the Antifa handbook. Okay, we're going to talk about that. You guys, please have a good time. Think for yourselves. This is Robin Graves. It's been The World According to Graves. Take care. So long.